Hey y'all, so today is a quick little video, kind of a little reloading tip. So one of the things you run into as a reloader is after you get past the initial hype of reloading and you go from load, shoot, load, shoot, load, shoot, and you never really amount to having any extra ammo, which is a constant rotation, you start stockpiling ammo, which is something I've kind of got into. And one of the things you run into is, well, how do I know what it is? How do I store it labeled and do it cheaply? One of the great ways of storing reloaded ammunition is these little boxes. They're great. The thing is, you get a little label with them, right? You get one little label, you get a bunch of little smaller ones, but you get one label to label what it is, and that's great for your first time, but then the second time you're kind of either having to buy more labels or change it or something like that. It turns into a mess. And that what happens is, especially if you're really stockpiling, you start like maybe filling a 30 cal ammo can or something, these boxes, while they're not expensive, are not, dirt cheap, so you start realizing you've spent quite a lot of money in little boxes. And again, you maybe start thinking about putting it into something else like a ammo can or something like that. So you run into the problem with how do you keep track of what load it is. For instance, these two bullets look the same, but could have different powder, different whatever, and be vastly different loads, especially if you use the same bullet. Something I've run across that's a neat little idea is I've started color coding my primers. So you'll see here how these have a green primer. So if I want to know what this bullet is, what I do is I have my load data book here, and all I have to do is flip through to find, so green primer, right? I've color coded, so I go green dot here. So I instantly know that this is my range fun 44 mag load, my light magnum load that's a lot of fun at the range, and I know ballistics on it, what powder is in it, what primer, all that, and I've got all my information right there. And it saves you a whole lot of time than having to individually write out little labels on the boxes. Just a quick little tip, and it's super easy to do. I use a Sharpie, so what I do, I've got some that are loaded up here, right? I just take them and quick little Sharpie mark on the primer, and voila, they're done. And the nice thing about marking the primers is, so this brass is all being loaded with my, again, like my light magnum range load, and once I use these and then deprime them, I can go and do the process all over again. So maybe next time I'm going to do a different load that's a different color, you'll never have to worry about them being marked up and not be usable. So that's just a quick little tip for categorizing your reloads and keeping track of them. Feel free to let me know down below if this helped you at all, and have a good day.